All right, guys, so here we are in the last set of the ballad. This is the M23 that you the sabers are going to come out through the low brass during the first 8 when they're not moving. This front line of low brass is going to hold 8, move 8. So you'll see that right now in the animation. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and move. Low brass move. This group of 3 flags comes out. They don't start work just yet, so no work here for these 3 flags. This is a straight line reshape into the linear here. Everything else just kind of folds in the way you would expect. So no pass-throughs, nothing crazy, no crazy step sizes. So, this color guard arc right here, this step size for 13 is going to be kind of large. You could probably cheat the equipment change to this spot right here, or maybe even this spot right here, which will make this 16 a lot easier. If you'd like your color guarded changes all on the yard line, you can keep it there too. Okay, sabers are going to hold. We're going to continue this rotation. We're getting the flutes and clarinets together. Oh, one thing I forgot. This should all be backfield for the winds. Sorry, should have said that right away. So this will work best with the winds facing backfield until measure 15. So they'll turn to the front on measure 15. So it could be as simple as prep, 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 and go, and they turn on the move as they're coming to the set, or they could turn on the 4 quarter notes before they actually step off, and then they're automatically backfield. Okay, so then we have just this flag group during work. I would not have these guys doing work until we bring the whole flag line together. Okay, next set. We're going to rotate this. We're pushing the altos up and in. We're going to get the tenors come down here with the woodwinds a little bit, eventually for that feature. You don't have to keep the sabers in this straight line. They could actually stay in the V. You could invert the V and go point down instead of point up. So lots of different options there for you. One more look at the set. Notice how the trombones are coming back through here. This group is coming forward. Again, hopefully you guys moved your pit as far forward as you possibly can to get some clarity for that. Next set, just a simple 8 count move. This is pushing in. Tubas are flattening down. And we get our woodwind feature set up right in here with the sabers. Okay. Opportunity here for split color guard work. You could have 3 different things going on. You could have the sabers, you could have your flag line 1, and you could have flag line 2. This is where that color guard hole had to get closed. So, and then again, this is still backfield for the winds. Bar 15, it's a 4 count hold for everybody. This is where I would have the winds turn to the front. Bar 16 is a big hold. Another thing you could do with this color guard thing is if you split this and you are doing 2 different sets of work, once you get to that turnaround and then the hit at measure 16, then that should all certainly be unison. All right, moving on. We're going to move the low brass first on this 8 count move. So the low brass up front are going to move and turn backfield, so they're facing backfield right here. Okay. Again, that's measure 17 and 18. All right, so trumpets, mellophones, your E's and L's, you're going to turn back field on the last 4 counts. So now all low winds and high brass are facing backfield. Okay. So no pass-throughs, reshape to the arc, no pass-throughs here. You're going to have to tuck T13 in and around. Take a look at that one more time here with T13. 13 is going to have to come down a little bit, maybe the first 4 to 6 steps, and then start marching backwards. And same thing with T18 probably. So forward a little bit and then backwards. It's a 16 count move. They don't have to go very far. Another thing you could do is just have the E's and L's go out and around T13. That's actually probably easier than have E and the L's come out around here and then come back in towards the 30 as they connect onto the tubas. Note that the tenors are with the woodwinds for the feature here. Okay. Again, sabers don't have to be in this form, but they do need to move laterally to their left. Set. Simple reshape for the trumpets. Mids and L's are backing up, coming around here. Okay, so note we're going to mesh the color guard in here. We're going to start getting some integration here that we don't have previously. So this is a set where they're actually in the form to pass through. I thought this would be easier for you guys than trying to just pass them through 2 wind players. Okay? Yeah, sabers move with their work, not in a drill-like manner. So that should be very body-oriented, hopefully. Not sure if you want to put the snares close together here, you can. They could be at a 2-step interval. Just keep snare 3 on the 50. All right, blow this set open. All right, so you note how these 3 color guard pass in, and now we have a unison color guard feel as we're getting ready to get rid of the sabers up front. This set right here, just so this interval is a 2.5. I hate writing half-step intervals, but it was the only way to get the clarinets, that many clarinets in this space. So I apologize that that's a funky interval. It's the only spot that I did it, so it's a 2.5, just so you know. Watch this again here. And boom. All right. So then also, any winds that were facing back field are going to turn to the front on the voice sample. Don't forget, a note up here is we made this a 16 count set. It used to be 8. So John said to just call it 27A and 28A. So that's what we did up here. So this is a 16 count transition. All right. So from here, we're going to blow through. Unison push here. Tenors are going to get back in with the snares. Low brass over here to complete this form. Nice open 4-step interval. Pretty simple stuff. I have the sabers outside of the 40. I'm hoping that your pit does not go outside of the 40. I don't think it does. So this visibility should be good. It shouldn't be covered up by anything up front. All right, I'm going to start. So picking back up here again, this is the same set we just did. So unison push a little bit forward. Tenors getting back in with the snares. This could be a curved path a little bit if you wanted it to be. Open up their step size a little bit. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Next set, going to the linear. Nice block here. Everything just folds in. Nothing too crazy. Alto sax is curved path. So A3 is going to come forward and then left. A5 is going to follow. Take a look at that one more time. A3 is coming down here towards the trumpets and then over. This is all just gating down, percussion pushing down. If you don't like the clarity here, you can probably back the bass drums up 4 steps, but it should look pretty good actually. Color guard going to the linear, nice big 12-step interval here. Framing, sabers are going to come to the front sideline to change equipment. All right, sabers are going to come back out the last 8 of this. Even though they're moving for all 16 in the animation, I would have them hold 8 and then move 8. That's up to you, though. I mean, they got to change equipment, so you need a couple of counts in there. All right, so we're getting pretty tight here. This is a 2-step interval, front to back. Remember, linear to linear is almost always straight line sets. Now, one place you're not going to be able to do that is over here with the trumpets, okay? So what has to happen here is that the trumpets have to go back and around and then down and in. So this group of T's right here is going to go back and then over. So I would teach the altos first, okay? Teach all the altos first, and then I would add in T3, run it once or twice, add in T14, run it once or twice, add in T7, run it once or twice, add in T5, run it once or twice, and then add in T8, run that once or twice. One time on this. You can see here how these guys just fold in. All right, moving to 59. Hold. 60's a hold. Let's go 61 here. All right, so again, more compression. B's going to have to push forward a little bit to let the A's go through. This is not a pass-through, so E's are going to need to go around the tubas. Okay? expansion. Real small step size here. This will be big and loud. Note how the color guard is doing kind of a follow the leader. We want to make sure we don't round the corners here, okay? All right, so this next segment, what we are going to do is percussion and flutes are moving the entire 32 counts, okay? Clarinets are going to hold 8 and then move 24, and the altos are holding 16, moving 16. So let's take a look at this real quick. So flutes are moving, drums are moving. Add clarinets on count 9. Now that should go all through there. So this is not a pass-through. It should all go through that slot and out and around. Now the last 8, or the last 16, the altos push over. Okay? Percussion the whole time is just going from the linear to the arc. Let's take a look at that again. Quicker. All right? So, the flutes up here, 19, 13, 17, that's where they start. They're going to come straight down through here and then over. So there's going to be compression. They're starting in a 3-step interval. They're probably going to get real tight as they go through here, and then they'll open up back up to a 4. You don't want flutes going in here. You don't want flutes going in here. You want them all going through this slot right here, okay? Next set. Start blowing out more forms here. Same thing over here with the Bs. B is going behind G8 and then forward, okay? Not around, through here. This channel stays the same. Start moving this into this channel here. One more time on this. Alto saxes are going to go in behind and then fill into the trumpets. All right. Now, I need the guard to move 2 steps to their right early in this move. This is a big 32 count phrase. So somewhere in all of this work, the guard needs to move 2 steps to their right, preferably like within the first 4 counts of the move, okay? Watch, this is why. So we're going to wrap this around, wrap this around, wrap this around to get set up for this big follow the leader set we're going to do. One more time. Okay, so this group up here is actually coming down through this channel and then over. So we're not going through that color guard person. All right, once we're set here, then the winds can do their follow the leader move. 3-4 counts, they're hitting the next dot. Dot to dot to dot, so don't round any corners. And then we have to feed the sabers down through, well, they're on flag now. We have to feed them down through to go to the big giant flags. So a word about the big giant flag things. I'm not entirely sure what you want to do there. So from here on out, you could change the guard kind of, to whatever you want, depending on how far you need them to run. I try to keep as much open space as possible for them. All right. So during these next 2 8s, all I did was back the winds and percussion straight up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Backwards. 8 to 5. Straight backwards. This set and the next set. So 67 and 68, all they do is back up 2 sets of 8. Okay? That's while the color guard is changing equipment. So now, when they are asked to come out with the big flags, and you can have them go pretty much wherever you want. I kept all of this for the winds, and then you could fill up the field. You could, do whatever you want in here. But we're going for the big effect moment here at the end. We're going to fold everything into 2 lines. All right, boom. And then we have an 8 count move where we're going to bring everybody together a little bit here. So you notice that the front line only backs up 6 steps and it's straight. So it's a really easy step size for them. These guys have a little bit, it's like a 7.8 to 5 step size because they're going to move on the oblique. But what we wanted to do was try to get the form balance. You have 3 people sticking out over here and 3 people sticking out over here. So that should look pretty cool with them coming in on the angle. The reason why they're covered is so that they have a body to cover down on. I originally was going to write this 1 step off to get it in the windows, but I think it's going to look best if it's just covered. From there, we're going to fold out into 2 lines. Boom. Really easy. It's a full 16 count move. All right, and then we're going to bring the 2 blocks together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then hold 8. So if you want, and I put a note in here, you could have the people that are moving forward, if they went 4 extra steps, so their step size would, and I put a note in here, you could have the people that are moving forward, if they went 4 extra steps, so their step size would be about a 6 to 5 instead of an 8 to 5, then you're going to get a lot more visual velocity out of it. And what that would do is the people that are coming forward, like the front person would be right here, would be 12 in front of the hash instead of 8 in front of the hash. So that's up to you. That might be something you teach it at an 8 to 5 for now, and then if you feel comfortable that you need a little bit of a boost there at the end, you can move them even further. Okay, that's it.